Hello, my name is Verena Radlingmayr, and I am honored to bring to you a topic that some people are scared of, but a lot of people really want to know more about. When I'm talking about death, I may seem to do so with a light heart, but I never do so carelessly. When I'm talking about death, I know what I'm talking about because I've faced loss that's been maybe not at the right time, that had not happened at the right time. But from loss and from the work I do, I have learned a lot. And I have found hope at the bottom of my journey. I have found hope at the bottom of the box. And I want to share my insights with you, and I want to give you a better understanding of the circle of life, of where we come from, where we go to, and how this happens for you to have peace inside yourself and out. As said, my name is Verena, and I have once been a lawyer, so I have had a time in my life that I would not have guessed that I would be speaking to you about such a topic, but still it happened, and I'm now at a point in my life that I'm very honored to be able to do so. And I can do so because I worked with a lot of animals and people at the end of their life and helped them cross over to another life. Because this is maybe the most important message I can give you. Your soul is an eternal being, and even if you leave here, you will not cease to exist. Yet, I really, really, really encourage you to stay here, to give your best, even when life is maybe a bit hard, maybe too hard. Maybe you don't think you can face the next challenge or overcome it. There will be a way. And the only thing you will regret on the other side is to not be here any longer. So stay, enjoy, learn, and seek help if you feel like you need to. To understand the work that I do a little better, it's important to imagine death not as a moment, but a process. If you are in healthcare or in any care work, or if you maybe took care of one of your family members when they were about to go, you will know or maybe have experience in your heart that death is really a process. And when I say you can feel it in your heart, this is nothing spiritual or woo-woo or something very, I don't know, that's reserved for some people who believe in stuff. We all feel things. We feel love, we feel respect, we feel when someone cherishes us, and we also feel when someone is distant. And at one point in our life, when we come closer to death than we are to life, then we become sort of distant from this part here. And this is when the process of dying begins. And if you remember the Greek mythology, there is the story that life has a thread and this thread comes to an end. And there is also the idea that death is sort of an energy. And energy is something physical, something scientists can explain to you, something that is very, very much there. And none of us would question our Wi-Fi, none of us would question our mobile phone that is able to record videos, to bring us emails, to bring us Instagram, to bring us whatever. This is all energy, and it's not different with our souls. The soul is an eternal energy, and it's there, and we are here to learn, we are here to experience, we are here to have fun. So when our life is about to end, it's not the point yet maybe where a person is ill. It might not be the moment that you fall ill or have an accident or something. It's just a moment that your soul knows that the next stop or the next stage of the journey is one from this world to the next world. And this doesn't happen because life is unfair. Although for those of us who remain here, who are left behind, of course it's unfair. It's always the wrong time. It's never right for us. And all the knowledge in the world won't save you uh, from heartbreak or shedding a tear. Because when I lost my grandma, I shed a lot of tears. And this is very important. I think it makes us human, and you should not go and say, okay, it's okay. It's just one more thing that happened. But we all deal in different ways with our emotions, with our loss. So whatever you feel is okay. And uh, when the soul leaves, it's because it's ready. But when the soul leaves, it also means that before that, there has been a sort of a journey. It's sometimes longer, it's sometimes shorter. You know, there's not a standard process to that. There is sort of a process when death sort of marks the person who is about to go. This is important because at this point you are sort of taken care of. It's like something. It's like a guideline. Or if you, I don't know, if you watched Star Trek, I did as a child. I can, yeah, own up. I watched Star Trek, and there was always the tractor beam. You know, they would carry a smaller vessel or a smaller spaceship either to the space station or to the Enterprise or whatever. So it's like a magnetic beam, and it carries you along. And this is why death reaches out to you, because death wants to make sure that you have a safe journey home. And it's also a moment when death marks you that some people and some animals register. Not everyone does, not everyone has to. And it's certainly nothing that indicates when you are going to die or when a person is going to die. And honestly, who would want to have this knowledge? I would not, because this is a burden that's not for humans, I think. Um, so when the soul knows that it has to take the next exit on the highway, so to speak, um, is when some people start making peace with the world. They start to reach out to family members they hurt. They start to reach out to people they affronted. They start to bring stuff in order. Not everyone, as said, but there's no standard to that. There are no rules, there are no expectations. Life, and that's a rule, has no expectations at all. So um, when the soul is ready to go, it is taken care of. And then at one point, death will come. And it's at this point that a new journey begins. And again, I have to invite you to listen to a piece of Greek mythology, because they explained it very well. Because in Greek mythology, a soul would enter the underworld, but this was not the final destination. You had to have a sort of a journey. You know, you went down a road, you had to cross over the river Styx, you had to, I don't know, pass the ferryman, pay the ferryman. There could have been even challenges. You could have the bad dreams, the fear, the regrets, you know, all those mythical beings showing up. But in the end, you would end up in Elysium, or the place that you were destined to be. So uh, the 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 road from this world to the next world is actually a road. It's a journey. There is sort of a stage that you have to manage to end up where you want to go. And um, this is where my work comes in, because um, I've been given the gift, and I have to say it has not always been a gift for me, because for a very long time, I didn't understand why I should do this work, or if it would be of help or of use to anyone. And it was only when a cousin of mine told me that it has been in my family, and the women in my family, for a very, very long time, that I finally made peace. Because when you finally realize what's your soul's purpose, you are always at peace. Anyways, enough about me. uh, that journey from this world to the next is not an easy one. And it's also a journey that didn't used to be a journey you made alone. In all the traditions, not just shamanic traditions or traditions from parts of the world you may not be familiar with. No, in every part of the world there has been this tradition, and you can find out about those. Maybe not with a Google research, maybe you have to talk to elderly people or people who don't talk much about that stuff. You have to dig deep, but it's there. To accompany a soul from this plane to the next has always been part of any culture. And there's a reason for that. And I see that nowadays it's not always easy for either an animal or a human to go and leave this world. And it's especially hard because there is so much pollution out there. We have all the Wi-Fi and the radiation and everything. And the things that cause us troubles and problems in life may also cause us problems at the end of life and at the journey over to the next stage. So this is where me and some other people here on the planet who already have been given the gift are there to say, come on, I'll take care of you on this part of your traveling. And it's something that I have been gifted, or something that has been my heritage from my great grandmother. And it's something I didn't want to accept. And I can be very honest here, because I've been trained as a lawyer, I've worked in human resources, I have had a really, really great job and everything. And I really thought I couldn't talk about those things until life made me understand that it's a very necessary work, that it's something people appreciate. And I am honored and very grateful to all those people who came and requested my help, even though I had not published anything about that, even though I didn't talk about it. Somehow they found me, somehow they knew to ask me. And it was really amazing how life sometimes works. And I think it's a good thing to have that. And it also makes me clearer in all the things I do. Because before I started on my journey, and before I was willing to accept this gift, I was already helping people find their gifts. And at one point, I had to be honest with myself and say, okay, but how can you say to people, look them in the eye? And looking somebody in the eye is looking into their soul. How can you help them achieve their dreams, follow their soul's path, if you don't do so yourself? So this is why I wanted to come on here. This is why I wanted to talk about what I do, because I made a promise to myself, because I don't want to have a regret, neither in life nor in the afterlife. And maybe you've heard of the book of the 5 Regrets of the Dying. I can tell you it's a very good book. There's a reason why those in the process of dying do have these intentions, do have these dreams and these longings and these insights. And I can also tell you that on the other side, when you finally arrive where you're meant to be, there are no regrets, because life has no expectations. Life is not a parent. Life doesn't say, oh, but you have to. No. Life says, this is something I offer you. I bestow upon you all the gifts. I put them in your soul. I put them in your heart. But it's up to you to open up the treasure trove. And when you finally arrive at the other side, you will have this moment of huge love and clarity, and you will realize what you had meant to do on earth. You will realize what you had the chance to learn, what you had the chance to grow into, and you will see and say, I want to take another turn. I want to go back there. I want to have another chance because I know I can do it. And that's maybe my most important message. You can do it. You have a purpose. You are meant to do something. And this may be something big or something small or something that doesn't seem very significant to you. I understand that because I've been there. But it is significant. You have been given the gift for a reason. And it's very important for you to come make peace with yourself, to find the peace in this life, and really have a great afterlife saying, I knew I did it. I'm Verena Radlingmayr, and I thank you very much for your interest in what I do. And you may call me or send me an email, and I will leave my website details in the description to this video. And I'm looking forward to talking to you. Feel free to call me Verena because my last name is just a mouthful. Have a great day. Bye bye.